Hello, GDA families. Hello, pre-K friends. My name is Mrs. Hutzley, and I will be your child's teacher this year. Bear with me on this video because this is extremely out of my comfort zone to do this, but I'm gonna give it my best. So don't hold this against me as first time meeting impressions. I have to say, first off, I am so excited to meet your child, to meet my students, to get to know their personalities and how they love to learn. And I love pre-K. I love getting to be silly with my students, be awkward with them, and it not be awkward because they don't know any difference. I can be silly with them, and we can be silly together. I am very silly. Mrs. Hutzley is silly with my students. I love that part. I have a whole parent packet for you guys at open house, which again is Tuesday, August 15th from 4 to 6. It's a come and go thing, so come anytime during that. I will have a little activity for my students to do, as well as just the packet that you can pick up with all the information in it. Also bring your supply box with all your things labeled. In the parent packet, it talks about all the things being labeled, making sure all of that is labeled. So, but if you're bringing your supplies, please make sure your supply box is labeled with your child's name on it, that their crayon box and their marker box is labeled. Trying to think of all the things. It's not a bad idea just to label everything. So label as much as you can, especially in pre-K. We do share things, a lot of things with our supplies sometimes, but still having it labeled is a great idea. Another thing, classroom rules are huge at GDA. We're going to talk about them a lot. Respect is kind of a big word for pre-K, so we talk about it as kindness a lot more in our classroom. So I have a kindness catcher jar in our classroom, and that is kind of when I catch them being kind, and I have to catch them if they're gonna tell me, "Oh, Mrs. Hutzley, I just did this. You caught me being kind." And I'm like, or they give me a hug. "Look, you caught me being kind." I always talk to them about how I have to catch you doing it. So it's a good way for them just to go out of their way on their own to learn how to respect their peers and their school and all of our respect rules in that way, teaching it as we're being kind by respecting authority and respecting nature and respecting our time. So that is kind of something we do. When we fill up the kindness catcher with pom-poms, then we get to have a party. So we will decide as a class what party that will be. Either it be a lollipop party, a stuffy, bring a bigger stuffy to school party, a pajama party, lots of different parties things. So we kind of decide on that, and I will email you in advance if we're going to do, when we do get to do a party for that. In the supply pack, we also talk about, or in the parent packet, I have a page on what to bring the first day of school, so don't forget to reference that. Also, we don't use RenWeb. It's also called Fax. We don't use it for grades or grids in pre-K, but it is the place where you would order your child's lunches if they're getting hot lunch from school. Also, there is no microwave, so make sure that their lunch is cold lunch. We do have 2 food allergies in our class. We have one for artificial food dyes and another for tree nuts. So there will be a letter that I will send in the parent packet also that talks more about that. But I wanted to make you, the whole class, aware of that right off the bat. Let's see. I think that is all the information I need to cover. I want you guys to know that I love teaching pre-K. I think I already kind of said that. I love seeing the growth that happens. It amazes me how much change happens between the first day of school and the last day of school. You will be amazed. It's really awesome to see they grow so much, and it's like we become this classroom family. We all care for each other and work really well as a team together, and so keep that in mind as we start this school year, because the start can be a little rough sometimes. There's a lot to adjust to, there's a lot to learn. For a lot of these kiddos, it's their first time being in a classroom environment, being away from their parents, and so all that takes time to adjust to. So it's okay though. It's going to be a great year. I fully believe that it will. I love that no matter what, God is in the midst of it all, and that we can stop if we need to and pray about the day that we're having in class, or somebody's feelings get hurt, or whatever it might be, that Christ is in the center of all that we do, and I try to make that very apparent in our classroom, and I love that part about GDA, that we get to do that. So I thank you for entrusting your little one into my care. I know that it's a big deal, and I want them to feel loved, and I want them to feel cared for, and I care a lot about their safety, and I care about their feelings, and I want them to love school. I want them to love learning, and I want this to be a great experience. So that is my heart. I want you to know that I care very deeply about each one of my students, and they are also precious in God's eyes and in mine. And so I am praying for each one of my students. I am praying for each one of your families, and I ask for your prayers as well as we get ready for this, and I can't wait to start this journey with you guys. I'm not able to communicate everything that happens in our school day, but we're really busy in the classroom. But if you need more communication with me, please don't hesitate to reach out. Let me know if you want to know more about their experience at school. I am always willing to talk about how it's going, and I love feedback from parents as well. So I will be checking in periodically through emails and that kind of thing, but I want this to be a partnership. That's what it is at GDA, and so I am honored, and it is such a blessing that I get to be in this position and partner with parents, with you guys in this. So I'm excited. I cannot wait to meet all my students, and I will see you guys at open house on Tuesday, August 15th from 4 to 6. Anytime between that time, I will be there. All right, see you guys there.